It's Melissa from Generation Studio and Shop. I'm coming at you tonight because I just got a message that someone was actually looking for a live that I did I think it was just last week. I knew it had disappeared and I was planning on doing it again. I don't know if Facebook accidentally, I don't know. I know Facebook's been a little wacky lately, at least on my side. Maybe it's user error, I'm not sure. But anyway, I had did a live on hemp oil that we carry here at the shop that we use on a lot of like open wood, natural wood, if we have furniture that doesn't have any like shellac or anything like that on it, or like poly or anything like that. As long as it's a little bit porous, we use that here in the shop if we are wanting to save a piece because of the wood grain or something like that that we actually want to see. So I apologize for that hemp oil video disappearing and going out into la la land somewhere, but so I thought I'd come on here really quick and tell you a little bit about hemp oil and what we use it for. Like I said, we use it on raw wood, and the reason I had done the live video at the beginning of the week or last week, I think it might have been last week, I'm sorry, all my days run together, is because I acquired these two wooden antique toolboxes. I have been looking for these. I really like wooden carriers to use for my tools or my paint supplies. So I acquired these by Pastor Dan, and he was getting rid of them, and I snatched them from him very quickly, and I'm excited. They so far what I've done to them, so I'm glad that I didn't proceed with them the other day, because now I can still use them because of that video disappearing. But what I've done to them so far, because they were a woodworkers, they had a whole bunch of wood pieces and stuff in there. So what I've done so far is just vacuumed them out, and I took a damp cloth and wiped all the dirt off of them. I didn't use necessarily any cleaner at this point. They're dirty, but they have character. I mean, I wiped the main dirt off of them, but when I hemp oil them, it's going to bring them back to life. Now, I'm only going to do one because I'm not sure what I want to do with the other one. Fusion does an all-in-one stain, and I'm thinking about doing that on one of these. But one of them I just wanted to keep very natural, the way it came to me, and just use some hemp oil. Hemp oil, we carry Fusion Mineral Paint here at our store, and we also carry the Real Milk Paint Company line of paint. It's a powder form milk paint, and it just is a wonderful product, as well as Fusion. So we carry both of these, and I like them equally as much as far as the hemp oil goes. And what you need, like I said, is just make sure your surface is very clean. And I normally, let me see. I might not be able to get this open. Okay. So I usually take a little bit of hemp oil and put it in another container. I usually don't work right out of the bottle, so to speak, because you don't want to contaminate that bottle. We sell it, now this big thing is ours that we use in the back, but we have it here in little bottles and stuff, so, and it goes a long way. You don't need a whole lot. As a matter of fact, I probably put way too much in there. Normally, give me 1 second here. Just let me grab a glove, because normally I'll put a glove on, but I love old socks for things like this. But just make sure you put a glove on, because you are dealing with an oil, and it's safe. It's just messy on your fingers. So what I like to do, it's like I said, it's great for wood. It's also great for, I wish I could bring my radio flyer wagon over here and set it up here, but I just didn't have enough room, and I'm running out of time here this evening. But I did find this little metal box, which is really cool. And you'll see how it, I don't know if you can see, it is red, sort of like my radio flyer and rusty, but I'll show you what hemp oil even does for that. For metals, it just does some really cool things. When I paint a piece of furniture or revive a piece of furniture and it has casters on the bottom, those little wooden wheels, and with the metal on them, hemp oil is great for this. I clean them up really good, get all the dirt off that you can, and then I hemp oil these, and they just look like, I don't know, it just refreshes them. What hemp oil does, it nourishes it from the inside out. So hemp oil will soak into your wood and just, it brings it back to life. We had like an a table from the 1800s, and we brought it in and we just hemp oiled it. I fell in love with the table. It took me forever to put a price on. I know that's not good business, but we put a price on it, oh my gosh, almost 6 months afterwards, because when I was cleaning it, I just fell in love with it. And sometimes you need to hold on to a piece of furniture if you don't need to sell it, and we didn't. I needed to love on it a little bit. So anyway, what you do is just take straight from your thing. You don't have to water it down or anything. One thing about hemp oil, it is safe. So like you can do your table, and then like if my grandson came over and put Cheerios on it and ate it, not like dipping it in, it's not a dip, but it's safe. So he can have his Cheerios there and it's not going to bother him. So this is just the drawer out of this piece. I don't know if you guys can see this over here. Let me move this out of the way as well, because that was just the water I used to wipe everything down. But this is just a little drawer that fits down in here. And I took the knobs off of both of these because I think I'm going to make it a little girly. It's very masculine with the wood, and it should be. But I think I'm going to like girl it up a little bit. I'm not a real girly girl, but I think I want to put some pretty knobs on it. These are the ones that came on it. And if I was going to keep them on there, I would literally, I cleaned them. I'll just hemp oil them if I decide to go that route. So hemp oil, here you go. You can see how dry that wood is there. Okay. And everybody's probably thinking, well, why don't you just paint it? Well, I don't know. It's something about, I grew up with my grandparents a lot, and you know, when I opened this, it was the strangest thing. Even though it didn't come out of my family, like I smelled my grandparents, you know, in a sense. It was just weird. Just a weird thing. I know that sounds crazy because it just smelled old, like their basement or their garage or where my pop had his, you know, tools and stuff. So I just want to keep it like it is. So what you do, you can actually brush this on or use a sponge and put it on, like a sponge applicator and put it on. And usually you just have to leave it sit on. They say about a half hour to get in the wood. And the cool thing about hemp oil is it soaks in, and then whatever you're using it on, whether it's a piece of furniture or if it is a box or something that's porous, it sucks in what it needs, and what it doesn't need, it spits out, and then you come back and wipe it down. We had, while that's soaking on there for a second, we had a client come in, and she wanted us to come do a consult for her at her home on a piece of furniture. She was thinking about getting it painted. And so my mom and I, we went to her home, and it was a cute little hutch, adorable. It was in really, really, really good condition, and it had all this wooden inlays in it, and it was just dry. That's the only thing that, I mean, I'm all for painting anything. You give me something, I'll paint it. But we looked at each other, and we're like, we have to hold our integrity here. I mean, and just be honest with her, like, what would I do with this piece of furniture? I would hemp oil this. I would clean it, and I would hemp oil it and nourish that baby, let it soak up all the oils. And so we went over with just a little thing of the hemp oil. We did a little spot, and her eyes just went like this, and she's like, are you kidding me? And we're like, that's all you really need to do. It's here's a bottle for $13.25, and you know, it saved a couple $100s from me painting it, or a few $100s. You know, to revive it depending on what she wanted done to it. So sometimes you just have to look away from the big dollar sign and do what's right and what's best for your client's furniture, and just, she's still a good client, you know, and I think a lot of it has to do with that. So anyway, that's just my story. So it was a piece of furniture that we sort of revived for her, but she did it just by our suggesting it, and she loves her piece, so she couldn't be happier. And we've done signs for her. I did a custom pig sign for her and everything. So she's still a client, just even though we didn't paint that. So I think I've talked long enough now. So here's the drawer. You can see the difference. Okay, and I'm just going to wipe back a little bit. It's still sucking in that oil. I mean, this piece is very, very dry. So all you have to do is come back and wipe it off. Now, I know I didn't talk for a half hour, but you can see just how much of a difference that makes. Can you guys see that? So this side over here is really dry, and even over here, as soon as I put that on, you can feel the difference. I know I'm a little odd, just I like wooden things, and I like when you can salvage them. And it's not that it has a whole lot of like pretty, you know, I don't know, it doesn't have a lot of pretty design or anything in it, but it's the fact of just trying to keep it original. I don't always say that. Like, I could take, I don't know, 100 pieces of furniture that we have here and throw paint on it and be very, very satisfied with that. But when it has tiger wood or something like that, I try to salvage that. I have a piece over there that I'd like to just stain up and then paint the, you know, outside of it. So that's what it does to wood. Let me see. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, and it might not show too well up here. But we're going to take some, do that. And I'm going to leave the bottom dry just so you guys can see the difference. And you really, I use this method when people come in all the time just to tell them what hemp oil does, because it is pretty amazing. I'm going to leave that set on there, and I'm going to come around to the front. I'm just going to bring this little box up because if you guys have old metal, I think when I did my video the other day, I had used one of those old irons. It was all rusty and everything, so sorry for being up in your face. But here's this little box. Isn't it the cutest little thing, like a little trinket box? It has a little lid that just, but here's, there you go. And I'm going to hemp oil the top of it. And with metal, it doesn't suck it up as much. Yeah, I'm just going to do the top of it here so you guys can see it versus the bottom of it. Let me get a dry spot. With the metal, I wipe it off right away because it's not porous. I mean, metal's not as porous as like wood is. So you could leave it on there longer. But can you guys see the difference? I don't know if the lighting in here is going to make it really hard for you to see. Let me turn this a little bit. So can you see how that brought the red out? I'm just going to do this side. Okay, so you can see how the red is there, and then over here it's all dull. That's the way it'll stay for a good while. I mean, you don't have to redo it. And while I'm standing here, here's a caster, because these go on my Graham's, my 100-year-old grandmother's thing that I'm working on right now. So, but you can just hemp oil those wooden feet, let it sit on there, and, you know, do the metal and everything. And let me grab one that hasn't been done and one that has been done. Whoop. There you go. Can you see the difference? Maybe if I stand in front of it, but there you go. Can you see them? So hemp oil is great for these little casters, guys. All right, I'm coming back around, and I'm just going to take this, and then I'll let you guys go. But can you see the difference? Can you see, even though I haven't wiped it off yet, you guys see the difference in the bottom being so dull and everything? And then even though it's not good wood, it's like plywood, I mean, you can still see how it's bringing the grain out in that. So I'm just going to wipe it down. I can't wait to get my paints in here. I think I'm going to use one of them for like when I go on consults for kitchens and bathrooms. I think I'm going to just go ahead and like put my paint, sorry, I'm getting all kinds of dingies on my phone. I think I'm gonna do my samples, like take my little samples and put them in one of these. I do have a case from Sherwin-Williams, and I have a whole lot from PPG right now, and have some from Caramel Color. So I have a bunch of different paint, you know, pieces of blocks and doors and everything like that. But I think I'm going to make them just so they fit in one of these and take what I need. I think that'll do great for one of these, and the other one I'm going to put my tools in instead of taking them the way I have been taking them. So you guys, thanks for tuning in. Sorry that the one from last week disappeared in La La Land and Facebook land somewhere. But I think next week what we'll do is we'll come back and we'll do the all-in-one stain from Fusion Mineral Paint. I think that's what we're going to do on this one, okay? I think I've made my mind up. So you guys have a great weekend. Happy Friday to you, and we'll talk to you soon. Come by and see us at Generations. Bye.